Hi everyone, it's Bhavani with Mind Body Spirit, and I am once again joined by one of our lovely presenters who's hosting a workshop with us at the Mind Body Spirit Festival taking place at the end of this month, end of May at the Olympia, London. Ananta's joining me all the way from Florida today to speak to you all about her workshop with us. Hi Ananta, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. I'm really looking forward to the conference,
I know, to the festival. We're
to the
looking forward to
festival.
you flying over to London and joining us. Tell us all about your workshop.
Sure. So, my workshop is about really awakening your inner wisdom and your inner guru and channeling all your emotions into spiritual power. So, I'm going to be doing quite a few different things in the time that we'll have together in person, which will be very hands on. So, I know a lot of times we like to tune into teachings and workshops online, just like people might be right now, but I feel like it's important to do some hands-on
Mm,
practices together so that
mm,
you can actually understand how to do them yourself and have the experience of doing them in community. So the
mm,
idea is to actually practice doing an ancient water cleansing ritual where you actually can release emotions that are no longer serving you in a
wow.
practical, hands on way. So we'll have little containers for that to actually practice letting go.
This is so lovely, and I think this is one of the most unique workshops we've had at the festival, which is bringing in this sort of wisdom and the rituals to go with it. And people that have, checked out the workshop online might have actually missed that we're actually going to be doing rituals in the group. Can you tell us a little bit more about the water cleansing one that you are going to be doing and that everyone can participate in at your workshop?
Yeah, sure. So this is basically an ancient ritual called Sandhya Vandanam from the Vedic spiritual tradition. And that literally translates to mean a transition marked by gratitude. So
Mm,
it's a way of really utilizing the healing and the cleansing and therapeutic benefits of water to be able to ritualistically practice letting go. We talk a lot in spiritual teachings and classes and programs about how you have to let go, you have to practice detachment, but it's also very hard to do that. And it's hard to just go from being attached to then being less attached. And I feel like having something tangible and hands on really helps us to strengthen our ability to let go and to really put our whole body, mind, and spirit focus on
mm,
that process. So I've
mm,
personally found this ritual to be really, really powerful to practice on a regular basis. And it doesn't take very
mm.
long to do, but it takes a little longer to explain it. So that's why
Yeah,
it's nice to do it in person because,
yeah.
there's a little like mirroring and if you're wondering which hand to be doing what with because there's a few different steps to it and it also involves some breathing exercises. So it's like a
Mm,
pretty powerful 5-minute ritual once you actually do it, where you're
mm,
actually chanting mantras, you are letting go with water, but you're also doing some pranayams and breathing exercises, and you are reflecting on your emotions from the whole previous day and how you can actually relieve yourself of that. So, a lot of different layers of things going on.
yeah, I mean, that's why I'm really excited about your workshop, actually. I think it's really beautiful. Sandhya Vandanam is quite an ancient ritual as well that usually
Yes.
takes people many, many years to learn. So, what aspects of it are you bringing into the festival? And is this something that people can go on to practice in their regular daily lives going forward if they wish? Or how?
Yeah, yeah, because I've put a more accessible version of it, I think, into my new book, The Way of the Goddess, which I will have
Mm,
copies of for anyone who is attending the workshop. So there are all the instructions in the book, but I think sometimes it's hard to follow what you read in a book until you actually do it yourself in person.
yeah.
So the way that I'm translating it is still keeping the essence of the practice without maybe each and every single bija mantra or seed sound or syllable that is usually involved with the practice. That does
Mm,
take a little time to be able to remember all of the different steps and all of the different
Yeah,
mantras that are a part of it. But
yeah.
I believe that just the intention of doing it and the act of bringing together the mantras with the breath, with the intention, and with the, thing that you want to release is just incredibly powerful by itself. And then blessing each of your organs of action and organs of perception to be
Mm.
able to go into the world and engage in a healthier, more balanced, and sound way.
Lovely. So you also mentioned that I'm really pleased that you mentioned about how we bless ourselves and our
Yes.
organs. Can you talk about that a little bit more as well? Because again, that's quite one of, it's one of the unique aspects a lot of the time when it comes to seeking blessings and seeking, abundance and sometimes even permission from the universe. We see it as something that's outside of us, but you're going to help us with the embodiment of that, right?
That's the whole theme of everything that I do because I do believe that happens a lot where we give our power away to external agencies, to outer gurus, to, people and institutions thinking that they'll give us what we're looking for if we are accommodating enough, obedient enough, respectful
Mm.
enough. And there is definitely beauty in surrendering the ego and being open to receiving from multiple people and sources. But
Mm.
the essence of all of this is ultimately look within. And when
Mm.
we look within and when we do the practices and when we are committed to that awakening of the inner wisdom from within, then we're able to access a lot more power that comes from within that will also give us the ability to do a good discernment on who we are going to for what in the world because unfortunately there is also a lot of corruption out there and we
Mm.
have to be awakened to questioning, right? To questioning
Yeah.
everything that we're encountering. So that's another important practice that I teach is about really trusting your intuition and being
Mm.
able to reconnect with yourself in that way and
Mm.
to also do it in a practical way. So I'll have some self reflection questions also, even on achieving the four goals of human life in a condensed version that we can do in a workshop. But I still feel like it will give everyone who joins a really great compass for being
Mm.
able to navigate the world and even the world of spiritual teachings.
Which is so important because one of the things we really pride ourselves on at Mind Body Spirit and with the platform and with the festivals is that we do bring together so much during the festival that happens twice a year, once a year in London, once a year in Birmingham. But you know if people aren't centered and they aren't established in some sort of practice, whatever it might be, then it can feel quite overwhelming, which isn't the intention at all of anyone. It's just to help people find their way. And I love that you're hosting a workshop that is helping people, come into that clarity so that they can absorb wisdom and knowledge and so much of the beauty that is included in the spiritual and wellness field, so really really special. So thank you. Let everyone know when they can join you at the festival. When is your workshop?
Sure. So I'm actually offering two workshops. My workshop number one is at I believe 11 to 12:45 on Saturday, May 27th, and people
Yeah.
can just sign up right on the Mind Body Spirit website or if you want
Yeah.
to go to my website theancientway.co. We also have a direct link to the workshop there and you can use the code social10 to be able to get a 10% discount for the workshop. And then I'm also offering a free workshop on Saturday, May
Mm.
27th at, I believe, 3 p.m. And this is going to be on aging gracefully with Ayurveda. Super,
Yeah.
super important. And I have some family members in London who've been asking me for this type of content for quite some time. So I'm planning to bring them to the workshop and, just sharing this amazing knowledge with anyone who's ready. Even if you're not over 50, I feel like and I'm not even close to that yet either, but I just feel getting onto the path of preventative health and how to slow down the aging process and make it a graceful one is something
Mm.
you can never start too soon. So this will be
So
really
true.
helpful for everyone.
This is so lovely because this is, some of you may already be aware that we're launching a new free feature, a new stage at the festival this year. So Ananta's going to be doing an exciting workshop there as well on the midlife wisdom stage. So thank you for mentioning that. Can you give everyone a little tip before you go on something they can already begin to experience and practice from your teachings today that can get them ready for your workshop with us on the 27th of May?
Sure. Yeah. One thing I would recommend is actually doing what is called Udgit pranayama or a song of the whale breathing exercise. It's really very simple to do, where you're basically just focusing on your heart chakra and then you chant Om and you hold the O sound for 3 times as long as the sound. So it's like Om. And that's a really simple practice of Om, but it's also very calming and it's very good, especially if people suffer from insomnia, anxiety, wondering how to focus in the day to day. It's a really great recentering exercise or practice. And then it also helps open you up to being receptive to going within and doing rituals and practices that will expand your consciousness and improve the quality of your life.
That's beautiful. So a lot of the time people, do incorporate chanting Om at the beginning, but they don't maybe understand why they're doing it at the beginning of a workshop or something that they do. So you're saying it prepares people for the wisdom.
Yes, yes, it does. It does many things, actually. And I believe that the silence in between when you practice Om is actually the most important. So if people can practice it and then you pause and
Mm,
you revel in that moment of silence before going into another round, and it's very symbolic what it's doing. I mean, there's so much actually just on the practice and teaching of Om
yeah.
itself that could be its own workshop.
I know, maybe we need to incorporate something like that as well. Take it back to the foundations, take it back to the beginning and just have a chanting Om workshop.
I mean, yeah, right? Because it's
Mm.
something we take for granted in the
Yeah, it
yoga,
really is. Yeah.
meditation, healing space, and we don't know why we're doing these
Mm,
things. And I feel
mm,
grateful that I've been able to study with various lineage based masters from India because there's nothing like getting knowledge from the source. And I feel
mm.
that that's really, really important. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be able to share at the festival with people who are eager to get to the roots of these traditions and practices.
So beautiful, so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to chat to me briefly here on YouTube and on Facebook, and for joining me all the way from Florida. We're really looking forward to seeing you in the flesh in London in just a few weeks' time. And of course, a big thank you to everyone that's catching up either in your own time or that's joined us live for this chat today as well. Thank you, Anantha.
Thank you. Can't wait to see you
We'll see you
soon.
soon. Bye.
Bye bye.